Doing well on yourself? Indeed. And we've got some catching up to do, so realistically we'll burn through or go through the patch notes and then get to the break and then get into gaming pretty quickly. So week 196 it is. Hmm. Hmm. True, but there is like, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I mean, but it is, if you're playing in an open world for an extended period of time and you didn't put your deep drills on it, then yeah, you would eventually run out. So now you don't run around, flowing flamethrowers around in the volcanic area much, to be honest. But with a flamethrower, yeah, but that's I'm just saying, don't take a knife to a gunfight, but it's whatever. You can go for it, it's your choice. But yeah, but it was a bug. It's been fixed, so good. And they made some improvements to small optimizations to the recipe and blueprints tooltip. Problems? I can still hear you. Oh, I can still hear you. I mean, I've been hearing you fine all the time, so I can't really say what. But I'm not watching via the stream, so that's the.
It might actually be the wrong microphone. Give me a sec.
Probably.
Okay, that's better. At least now OBS is actually putting
Does it?
these nice lines in my microphone sound. Anyway,
Oh, okay, great. So I thought so. So now you pick it up. Okay, that's
yeah.
perfect. So pretty much just past the noticeable improvements. Last one being improvements to small optimizations to the recipe blueprint tooltips.
Yeah. So the pop-ups, the tooltips,
On the blueprint side of things, yeah, I mean they did that a couple of times ago, which making
where
the
they like rearrange them. Yes, the
true, but
blueprints.
I also think the pop-ups, like the mini tooltips about what items they use or how many there were. Sometimes it wasn't
Ah, and
visible,
yeah, and
and they
also
made
like
they
the materials needed to
yeah,
craft it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they have been making changes to it, but then even more okay, optimizations. Yeah, there's probably like back end something may have been delayed or slightly slow, so creating
Yeah.
indexes or I don't know. But yeah, it was fine for me. We don't spend a lot of time, looking at it. But
Exactly. You just go to the bench, you craft it.
yeah, pretty much. That's the way it is. You click the buttons everywhere until you have it unlocked, and then that's it exactly.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, this week, autosave customizations. Now, this week we've made several tweaks and improvements to the autosave system in Icarus. You can now configure the timing between autosaves, with the default frequency being upped from 1 minute to 10.
oh, so that's already being changed with the default.
Yeah, the default is now once every 10 minutes.
So if you don't change it, it'll be set or kept at 10. Okay.
Yeah, it was 1 before, now it's 10 by default. You can
Exactly.
manually change it.
But that's the thing. So if you don't change it, it'll now be 10. So we can
Yeah,
just leave it because unless you wanted to do it more frequently, but actually, if you
more
did
or less
something, well,
frequent.
I mean, yeah, but now the other reason was is that if you see that you bugged out the mission and you completely broke something, if it's set to 10 minutes, you would lose 10 minutes worth of work
Yeah.
versus,
Well,
well, I mean, like I said,
um, a little bit more on the save further
yeah,
on, but
exactly, yeah. But I mean, I
yeah,
also don't know if it had like a rolling save where you have different files going back, so it wouldn't have just one save
there is
every
there
time.
is the once every 30 minutes where a backup file is a rolling backup 10 versions, once every
Oh,
30 minutes.
yeah, well, like I said, there's new options.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, this change should strike a better balance for the average player between interruptions caused by saving complex prospects and mitigating progress loss in the event of an unexpected shutdown, game crash basically. Up until now, if the game crashed, you lost maximum 1 minute of gameplay. This will now
So
be 10 up to 10 minutes by default.
yeah, I mean, but that could also be like, I know that one of the issues that I've faced before was obviously exactly that. You would have an unexpected disconnect or a crash, and then you come back in, and then suddenly that item you harvested is gone, and the stack is no longer there, or it was put in and then it duplicated it. So with a
Yeah.
larger autosave increment, the changes would be more
Oh yeah.
extreme
Yep.
in the
Yep.
sense. So
So
you
you
could
can lose
really,
up to 10 minutes of gameplay by default.
but you could also lose quite a bit of things, such as, oh, there's my chest. I've taken out all of my, my space armors and everything like that. I've switched the entire kit out, and now I'm ready to go. I'm getting on the MOA. We're 5 minutes into traveling. Oh, there's a severe crash. The whole thing, collapses, and then I'm back into the base where I was, but
With
the
your
items
old
are already
armor in your
exactly,
inventory,
and
and
nowhere was the new armor. Yeah,
oh,
so
the new
that's
armor is still in the cupboard.
no. I took it
Yes.
out of the cupboard and
No.
put it in.
Yes, but the game hadn't saved this to the prospect file. So, as far as the
Oh.
prospect file is concerned, it's still in the cupboard. This is not
No,
like
no, no, no. Your
Valheim.
prospect. Okay. So then it has to be a server crash, not a client crash.
Client crash is different. If there's a client crash,
Yeah. But like I
basic.
said, the server has been registered that I took it out and I crashed, which means I come back in, which means my
So
stuff
yeah,
is
you
no longer
so
with me.
you come back in, you connect to
Yeah.
the prospect. The prospect
Yeah.
says, "Oh, you have your new armor in your inventory, and you're somewhere halfway to where you were going."
I don't know. I mean, so technically, client crashes should have zero impact
Exactly.
on. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, I do.
I don't know about
Trust
that.
me,
But
I've
you
had
might
my
well be
fair
right.
share of client crashes.
All right. Carry on then.
Anyway, this configuration option has been added to the in-game gameplay settings menu, but those hosting dedicated servers will find the setting in their standard config file. I have to do a little bit of digging, like what the actual line is, which I'll have to add to the dedicated server, but it shouldn't be too hard to figure that out. Now, you will be able to push the frequency all the way out to 60 minutes by default, with no limits on the dedicated server option. Again, be careful there, especially on dedicated server. If you say like once every 5 hours, and after 4 hours of gameplay, the dedicated server crashes, you lose this 4 hours of gameplay. Keep that in mind. So we have also added a pop-up on the HUD that appears when autosaving is occurring to provide extra insight into what's going on behind the scenes. And this might actually be a reason to increase your to decrease the autosave frequency. So you don't get like every minute this pop-up like, hey, the game is autosaving.
True. That would it depends now how visible it is. If it's just a small
True,
little text at the bottom of the screen, then we don't really care much about it. But
true.
we'll see.
So players should be aware that there are other cases where a save can be triggered, such as exiting the game. If you play on a dedicated server, I'm assuming it is when the last player exits. So you don't need to wait to worry about waiting around for 10 minutes to save automatically. As soon as the last player exits, it is going to do a save. So if something does F up the game and you're like, oh, but you know what? I have my autosave to 30 minutes. I'm gonna go back 30 minutes. Uh, you'll have to make a copy of the prospect file before you exit the game, and then place the copy back. The system is there to handle periodic saves in the event of a crash or similar. If you're hosting locally, especially for solo players, um, if you host locally and your game crashes and you have, then it's like, what do you have your autosave frequency set to? That's how much gameplay you can potentially lose. So again, be careful. Don't set it up to 60 minutes. I mean, if you set it up to 60 minutes, then don't complain if you lose up to an hour of gameplay after a game crash. Just keep that in mind. Next week, we get a new rifle, workstation rifle.
Chuck one indeed.
Next week comes a brand new firearm addition to the workshop, the Chuck rifle. This will be available to purchase and take on prospects just like the other workshop gear. Check out the patch next week for this new weapon. I reckon it will be using, or let's rephrase that. I reckon you will be able to buy ammo for it from the workshop, seen as it is a workshop gun. And maybe, but not necessarily, maybe you will be able to craft ammo on the planet as well. Now for the big sniper rifle, you cannot craft the ammo planet side. It's all workshop ammo. For the other workshop rifles, you can craft ammo planet side. Now this is not going to be a legendary weapon, the big sniper rifle, the 50 cal. So I reckon you will be able to craft ammo planet side for this one. But we'll see next week.
That should just be
Hmm?
regular. It should just be a regular 5.56 type ammo.
Yeah, the 556 or the 762.
Yeah, exactly.
Now your support makes these updates possible. As usual, if you want to support the devs, consider buying some of the DLCs. For example, the Great Hunts pack, which includes the Great Hunts campaigns. And the Great Hunts packs includes the Great Hunts DLC and the Prometheus DLC and the Styx DLC. Since the Great Hunt campaigns, one campaign is on Styx, one on Prometheus, and one on Olympus. So if you want to play the Great Hunts DLC to its fullest, you will need the Styx and Prometheus DLCs as well. So hence they have it in a pack. Or just, if you already have them, just buy the normal Great Hunts DLC. Or you go for the completed set pack, which is basically everything you don't have yet, including also all the outposts, which is basically a smaller variant of the map. Less severe weather, less dangerous predators. It also includes the how to put it, customization DLCs, like the one where you can make the paintings and the lamps, more furniture sets. So if you want to support the devs, consider buying DLCs. Changelog for today. Basically the autosave. Basically the autosave.
Indeed.
A couple of fixes. Fixed a bug where flamethrowers could break the sledgehammer rocks. Clay, obsidian, scoria. Talked about that one. Let's see, any other interesting ones? A couple of typos fixed. They changed the stat for the full damage resistance to actually display as full damage resistance and not as full resistance. After all, you don't resist the fall itself, you resist the damage taken by the fall. Hey,
Makes
Tudenging,
sense.
welcome.
I
How
mean,
you doing? Yeah, I mean it's better description, more descriptive.
yeah, well, slightly different, but still the same thing, so it's fine. Gravestone ragdolling. Interesting.
Yeah, this is for when player corpses are kicked from an instance level, like the Great Hunt's boss levels.
Okay.
The instance level, this like the Great Hunt's the boss fight is in like you like enter a specific area, which like it like unloads a normal map, loads in the instance level, the boss arena, and there you do the fight. Fix an issue where items with linked inventories saved in instance levels. Now, linked inventories like pouches, but also alterations. Where items with linked inventories and saved in instance levels, so if you die during a boss fight, would be orphaned. So alterations were gonna missing the contents of the pouches went missing, etc., etc. So that has been fixed now. Not retroactively. If you already have bugged alterations, sorry, it's because like the info linking the item and the alteration, that link info is gone. From now on, that should not happen anymore. Eject player gravestone as well as a corpse from instance levels when the last player leaves the instance level. So, if you die in during a boss fight, hey, I've had it happen as well. Quite. Then you have to go back, and then you have like your loot back in the instance level. But if you then like go back out again, especially if you play solo, you're the last player always, then it should actually eject your loot back. So it should either tell you when you go out like, hey, there's some stuff inside. Do you want to pick it up? Or it puts it in an overflow bag at the exit. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't had it happen myself because I went back in and I actually killed the bugger. I picked up my
Revenge.
stuff and killed the bugger.
Sounds about accurate, yeah.
And let's see. Remove duplicate focusable rows for the boar, spider, and bedrock. Set a spider. Spider is the lava broodling, I believe. To not be carryable, so you can't carry it around. Pick up the carcass and carry it around.
Yeah.
Set tame dogs to be carryable. It's very sad if your dog dies.
True, it would be. So you would want to bring his body back and
Yeah.
probably do like a burial ceremony for him. Makes sense.
Put it in a cairn.
Yeah.
Change cow and calf to be skinnable with tier 1 knives. Well, I've killed a cow once because I couldn't like get it up the stairs. They should have fixed this a couple of weeks ago. I don't exactly remember. Well, I do remember. I was carrying a titanium knife, so I was able to skin it. Apparently, before you were not able to skin the cow with a stone knife or a bow knife. Now you can. Cow and a calf.
All right. Well, that means it's just easier accessible. I mean, to be honest, when last did we use a stone knife or a bow knife? But
Only when you drop in as a level 0 character. Or if you are out and about, far away from base, and your good knife breaks, and you have no other knife with you, then you have to craft one.
yeah, true.
But usually you have your cow at your base, so you should be able to quickly grab a new knife or repair your current knife.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's, I mean, that's good. It's making it more accessible for newer players. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Reorganize the sleep screen UI. We'll have to have a look during gameplay. Okay, future content. Polymerizer has been mentioned before. Outpost 12 might be the Elysium map. Like all the maps are basically called Outpost.
Yep.
So either Outpost 12 or maybe it's the 009er. I'm not sure which of them though.
No.
I
Uh,
think I think it's gonna be 12 though. Because Outpost 9, I mean, you have the base, you have Olympus, Styx, and Prometheus. There are 3 outposts already. And I do think we have more than 5 outposts in the game total. Yeah, I'm sure of it.
I wouldn't know, but yeah,
So then I would say
numbering.
12 gonna be.
But it does sound like they're probably working on a new map because there were
Yeah.
previous, lots of things, so they are quite busy. So it would make sense. So it's related to the new one.
Yeah.
But what I also see is one of these stating that they're working on chopped versions of dead trees, but also burnt meshes and mixture of textures. So you know as well as I do that sometimes chopping down a charred tree is a little bit of a visual glitchy thing.
Yeah, but we are talking about uh, a new type of tree. A
Could also be.
GT
I mean,
dead tree.
polished. No, true. That's also true.
Not sure
But
what GT stands for, but maybe a biome, one of the biomes in Elysium.
could be. Just
Um,
scrolling through it. Chainsaw start and idle events. Obviously, there was the mentioning of a chainsaw,
yeah,
so obviously it has to sound like one because audio is immersive.
adding first asset for the chainsaw, rev up, rev down, loop, crunch, impact. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously it makes different sounds depending on what you hit. So whether you hit a creature, it goes a little bit more of a sloppy sound, and like I
And
said,
also, like you start it up, it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
spin at full speed right away.
it does. I
So
mean,
revving
when you
up
put
and revving down.
no, but when you start the chainsaw, you put the choke out, you basically pull it. It sort of by default goes into a very high rev position to
Yeah,
almost
but
like
it's
when
not
you pull the
instantly.
trigger. It's pretty close to it, yeah. It immediately goes up. It doesn't ramp up. The chainsaw is pretty darn quick, but you'll see when you come visit me. It's pretty fun.
Okay. Now, Stomper is mentioned here as well, right?
Yeah, just below it.
Keep
I added a corpse animation,
so
so definitely
keep
yeah.
that name in mind.
Yeah, Stomper.
Anyway,
It's fine.
let's see. Minimum bones, polish
Flat
case.
solar panel for the
Yep,
homestead. So they're gonna start adding like ones that you can put flat onto things. That makes it so
it
they don't have to stand up
does
at an angle.
state flat solar panel.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, flat. The current solar panels are flat. They stand on
Well,
an angle
yeah,
because but that doesn't mean
but
it's exactly
add
round.
sockets for the roof pieces, except for the
Yeah,
thatch. So
yeah.
flat solar panel, place it, and
Uh,
apparently snapping
oh,
to a roof piece. Now
I
a
think you
roof
then have
piece
yeah,
is
a slanted
angled.
one. Yeah, exactly, because it's a slant. Yeah, exactly. So you'll make it like like in real world where people
Yeah,
put the solar panels
I
against it.
think so.
Yeah, makes sense.
Gonna be
Uh,
good looking.
yeah, definitely something we can look into, and it'll probably be allow you to put like more surface area than just these small panels. So if you think about it, the current thing stands at an angle, and then you have to put them. I don't know how close you could squeeze them together, but if they actually
Pretty
get stacked
close.
stack onto each other like, like planters, then, you could stack up the entire roof with quite a lot of them,
I mean, I can place 4 of them on a floor piece without clipping. Easy.
all right.
So, Stomper Matriarch. So it's going to be a big variant.
Yeah, we read that. I saw it in the previous patch notes. I was comparing it to like a matriarch from like a Deathclaw from Fallout. But again, I would imagine it to be something in a similar realm of creature drawn from the deepest, darkest fears and
Yeah, like
stuff.
the big version.
Have you seen a Deathstalker?
No,
You know
I
what? Okay.
I haven't played it.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. So once you see it for the first time, it'll be quite interesting.
okay.
That's if it's on a similar kind of mental path. But yeah. So far, this patch notes, it was, or all of the previous patch notes, it was very much following kind of like a Fallout vibe-ish kind of stuff. Not that I'm saying they're ripping them off or anything, but it's not very similar.
Eh,
So, wild variants to the
anyway.
QEs again, and variations. It seems
Yeah,
like it comes in different plants by the looks of it. So probably bigger, smaller, and you know
yeah,
different variants
I
for like
reckon.
different age statuses, such as harvested. I'm assuming when it's harvested, it's going to change the look of it.
Harvestable, harvested. Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
so it's
again, if you look at like, for example,
yeah,
berry bush, if you harvest it, it's gone.
yeah,
Same for
yeah,
the
correct.
coffee
Yeah,
and
but I mean,
cocoa.
yeah,
So,
if you take a look at a planted tomato plant,
true,
right? It's
true.
like,
But
oh
this
yeah,
is 3 wild variants, not
that's it.
3 planted
Yeah,
variants.
exactly correct. Yeah, that's a very, very, very astute observation. So indeed,
So if you look in Prometheus, in the Arctic, you have the pumpkins,
yeah.
but they look different because they're like snow covered. They look
Oh, you
different
have,
than when you have them in a forest area.
and is that just because they're actually modeled differently, or is that because there's
Colored.
just no texture on top of them? So they're
They're
colored.
differently colored.
Oh, okay,
They're still recognizable as being pumpkins, but they look slightly different. So it might be
yeah,
the same with the kiwi fruit plant.
could be. We'll see.
Um,
Natural oil refiner icon. Now, obviously, they were talking about bringing in like oil, and obviously, there's like plutonium or radioactive materials and all these things. So it sounds very industrialized, where
yeah,
we're going
but
to be really be pushing the envelope of forward,
now
speeding
this
up
this is a
the.
deployable. So this is an item you place, a natural oil refiner,
Yeah,
also called
so
BP underscore crude oil refiner.
yeah,
Couple of bullet points above.
yeah, sure. But it's
So
like, yeah, BP being. Uh,
BP blueprint.
uh,
So shifting nuclear centrifuge and generator to tier 5. So yes, nuclear power.
yep, no, that was already mentioned, and tier 5 yet again
Yeah.
being mentioned. A lot of these upper
I'm not sure
tiers.
we already had a confirmation we're gonna have nuclear power generation though.
I think we did. We had the whole discussion about when on earth would you actually get to the point of needing way more power than what is currently available,
True,
presented through
true.
like,
But
water mills and solar
was that
panels.
was that because we were brainstorming like, hey,
No,
uranium rods, maybe we
no.
get
I think there was a mention of it. There was
okay.
previously a mention of it, but it was like, oh yeah, nuclear reactor. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then the question is, yeah, you have like nuclear reactors even in yet again like Fallout universe. But the question is that yeah, they way produce ridiculous amounts of energy. Um, Obviously, we talked about the Tesla coils then, perhaps the
Oh yeah.
supers, like a ridiculous amount of energy for like defensive, like defense, like pylons or whatever have you. But yeah, so tier 5 confirmed, nuclear reactor confirmed. Obviously, it was confirmed, but it's why would you need that much power is what I'm wondering for. But it's if there's a reason, then we'll see.
Oh yeah. Mushroom trees.
Interesting.
Yep. Big ass mushrooms. Yeah.
It could be something in part of the new world, obviously
Yeah.
being more
Yeah.
alien than previous things. So it could be. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, the oil refiner is also going to be a tier 5.
Yeah, I mentioned it. It was generated to tier 5, so tier 5 is.
Actually, no. Nuclear centrifuge and
Oh,
generator to tier
oh,
5.
Yeah, no,
But
but I would
no, the
imagine.
deployable natural oil refiner
Yeah,
T5.
I would also imagine it takes quite a boatload of power because anything new
Yep.
that are coming in relation to all this stuff should be soaking up a lot of power. Now, I can't
Yeah.
say how much they would be using, but
I mean,
anything new
they,
other
they,
than
they would
just
they need to give us a reason to go
yeah,
to nuclear power.
and to feed it because you need to get the
Yeah.
uranium or and to fuel it and then to
And
carry
you
around
have
make
to like
stuff.
radiation and stuff and
Exactly, and then to get the med picks, to get rid of the right of ways, to get the red resistances, and get all the things, and go into the things, and get the other things, in order to, like I said, maybe to make oil. But why would we want to oil? It's like oil would be used for a car. Yay, it would be used for
no
a car.
polymers, so you make plastics.
Ah, that's also true, probably. Yeah, probably for 3D printing or something like that.
Yeah,
So
the
we can make plastic.
polymerizer has been mentioned numerous times already.
What is it? I haven't
Oh, yeah.
seen that, but
It's in here as
uh,
well.
no, it
Adding
probably is. But I was
polymerizer
wondering.
icon. Just
Just don't know what
the
a
bullet point
polymizer is.
above the nuclear centrifuging generator.
You can just as well have put in Coticandan, Cotican. I don't know. It's like what is a polymerized? I have no idea what it is. It could just be, like yeah, like
So, how well do you know chemistry? Refine
uh,
oil into polymers, long polymers, short polymers.
not that well, I would say.
Okay.
That's all right.
I do remember some stuff from back in school.
I remember absolutely Jack Dilly squat. So that's so.
Okay, so get
Moving on to that.
a sand scuttle, updated sand scuttle physics assets and physics material.
So
Is
that
it
could be like a type of sand bike or something
or sand boat?
yeah, I'm thinking more like a hovercraft for some reason. But it could be.
A metal
I don't know.
container with a handle or the part of a car's bodywork between the windscreen and the bonnet. Scuttle.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I mean, it could be like a pickup truck or something, or like one of those weird. You get like a big wheelbarrow with a wheel in front of it, and then there's like the people stand at the back, and they have like a little steering wheel with a small little petrol engine on it that obviously can go quite quickly,
Yeah.
almost like the whatever the yeah, it's basically like a mobile motorized bucket basically. So yeah, could be.
Land sail or whatever.
Yeah, and then below that is obviously a juvenile raptor. So once again,
Yeah,
maybe
again,
having
will we be able to ride
tame it possibly, or
the
it could just.
raptor?
I'm wondering whether or not it would be riding, or whether or not it would just be for like
Like
defense.
wolves
Yeah,
and like tame them to defend your
yeah.
base. Still, a couple of
I still
raptors
think.
as guard dogs. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That would be pretty cool. But I still think we did pick up the sleds from one of the previous missions we did, and it would still
True.
be maybe pretty cool to be able to be like leash your dogs, four of them, to, for example, to a sled, and then there you go. There's your new mount, which is led by your pack
Well,
of wolves that you can unleash them and then bring them with you into battle, kind
so
of thing. And then
in the Quarret campaign, you'll come across rail tracks for mine carts.
yeah.
So you can pick them up, you can place them back down, mine carts, put them
Oh
on the
yeah.
rails. You cannot use them though.
Well, was I could have sworn we were talking about it at some point
Yeah, would be
about
nice. Like if
uh,
if we like put a track from deep drill to the base, and
that's the thing. Yeah.
I load the ore in the mine cart, shove it towards base. You're at base. You're like, okay, here it arrives. I just empty out the cart now. It's not gonna work, unfortunate.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of things compared to how many bonuses we have to just moving quicker or like an ox cart or whatever have you to be moving things across. But perhaps on an automation level, that could be something like it would automatically, load a cart and
Would
then
be
set it off
nice,
to a
but
base, drop it off into a chest, or
yeah,
like almost like borderline Minecraft, like building like Victoria kind of stuff.
would be nice, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Yep.
So I'm afraid the same is gonna go for the sleds.
Yeah. The
Anyway,
implementation of a gross
added
crop again.
first pass of a mining laser implementation.
Interesting.
Mining laser. There's going to be a little bit more info about this one later on. So let's keep this one in the back of our heads for now. Ghost Croc, yes. Increase scale to 2.0.
bigger boss croc, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, makes sense.
Fixed movement mapping added new attack montage with faster attacks so you can actually hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, currently crocs, unless they get the jump on you, should not be hurting you or hitting you at all, unless you're deciding to hit them with your knife and then he smacks you with his tail. So, mistakes
Just
happen.
just jump back quickly enough,
Yeah.
dodge rolls and everything. Yeah.
Like I said, yeah, that's it. They shouldn't be
So
catching you.
we have seen the Stomper and we have seen the Orca.
Now we see
Now
the
we have
slinker.
now we see a Storka.
Oh, is it? Well, okay.
Updated feet
Well,
sliding and collider sizes. So the big animal we saw on one of the laptops.
yeah, could be a stalker. Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Like it
Wasn't.
does definitely look like it can stomp a lot.
But then there's also a mention just above that, a slinker. That's the first time I've heard that class.
No, it's been in last week or 2 weeks ago in PatchNotes at least, and
Oh.
before as well.
And then it's set up from a Reaver blueprint. So.
Yeah.
And then there's a Stomper Howl, so yet again, just animations and audios. A Yeti
Yeti,
face.
exactly. Yep.
Okay, so we're getting Yetis as well. Alright.
Yeah, in the
Oh, there it
Arctic
is. Slinker skeleton. Okay, no, so it's just the actual. I thought it was like going to be like a skeleton creature, but. Alright,
with new
but.
bones for the updated
So it's the
Slinker
same.
skeleton with new
Yeah.
bones for the Storka ears.
Yeah, so it seems like the sound is just maybe they're deciding what to call it, basically.
Yeah, don't know.
Half the company says it should be Slinker, other company says no, it should be Storka, and then it's just, roll the dice eventually.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Let's see.
Advanced
Smoke
supplement.
opacity for ruby hit. Minor adjustments on smoke opacity for ruby hits. So if you're gonna mine rubies, it's gonna like put some smoke in the air or something.
Could be like a specialized, oh, you got something good, so, there's a, usually get a little sparks or a star or a little bit of a,
Yeah,
audio cue that you did something good, so in this case, maybe just a little bit of smoke. Interesting.
yeah.
Bring it.
But which one did you want to mention?
That was the advanced supplemental
Ah.
filtration attachment. So,
Oh, yeah. If you put the
could be
advanced
something.
version, the tier 4 variant on, it was pointed to the tier 3 one. Oops.
That's right. So, semi-fixed, semi-future content. We'll see.
But it's already fixed, so it might very well be it's already in.
Yeah. And then the swamp hopping creature. Currently, we obviously have, the cute bunnies. So we're gonna get a swamp puppy by the looks of it, or a swamp bunny. So.
Well, it is some kind of hopping creature. It's mentioned quite a few times, several
Yeah.
times here. So.
True. Yeah. So. There's the ruby voxel physical material, so maybe you could see preemptively that it would be the rubies, or maybe this contain a chance for having rubies. Don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
Then there's a slinker too.
Slinkery, exactly.
Now could be. Now here's the thing: could the slinker be referring to the raptor, or instead of yet again? I could imagine it could be called the same thing, like the one because a raptor is an Earth terminology used for raptors. So
Yeah.
maybe in space, because in Icarus it will be called an actual slinker. Who knows? So that's maybe,
Yeah.
or it's a new creature. So
I
we'll
have
see.
no idea.
Wood fixed issue of wood rings. So probably yet again dead trees and these types of things visually. So it's just making it look nicer.
Wood rings material,
Yeah, like I said, it's just visually probably like making.
where the material wasn't affected by the wind. So what? They're gonna be blown back and forth? Those wood rings?
That's interesting because currently the trees are just static; they don't move at all, which is actually a little bit of a shame because that would make the game look significantly cooler, but probably.
I'm not sure though. During a storm, aren't the trees might be moving back and forth a bit?
I would put money on the fact that they don't, but I could be complete. I know the leaves might move around, but the
Yeah.
trees themselves don't really move. No.
True. Possibly,
So,
yeah.
So there's obviously a difference between actual trees swaying and moving versus, just the leaves,
True,
fluffing
true.
around to simulate. Obviously, there's, if you look at a tree, the entire thing, moves in
Well,
gusts. So
depends on how big and how sturdy the tree is.
true, true. But if you look at the storms, even if we go outside, we'll probably do it during a storm. Just look at a tree and you'll see that it doesn't really represent what should be going on based upon the fact that we're in a freaking, ridiculous storm, for example. But either way, moving on.
Let's
Raptor,
see.
giant
Fossil.
roach again. So there's also added a proper carcass row to giant roach.
Yeah.
The giant roach was also, mentioned in the previous patch notes.
Last week, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, good. Some spelling
Um,
corrections.
Slinger
Pump,
UV Chiefer.
yeah,
Work in
mission
progress on
trees.
oil geyser to transfer to pump jack.
Yeah, mission
Uh,
trees again.
yep.
Giant roach mentioned again a couple of times. A pygmy lop with correct carcass textures yet again. That's a new snow variant.
From the new snow variant. So we're gonna get not like the snow rabbit, the
Hmm.
Arctic rabbit, but we get an Arctic pygmy lop.
Yeah, okay,
The
that's
snow
interesting.
pygmy lop is gonna be called.
Okay.
The line below.
Another cute little bugger. That's fine. Um,
Let's see.
chainsaw
And
challenges,
missing
trees,
trees again.
uh, roaches, the mining lasers. Let's just see what they say about your mining laser now overheats. Yep, makes
Yeah.
sense.
And
But
no longer
and
adds mined resources to the player's inventory.
then what the heck would be the point of the damn mining laser? So it's just to destroy
So no, no,
items.
no. They now spawn dropped resource near the hit location.
Oh, so you have to pick them up manually,
Yeah,
like
you
okay,
like you do with the drill arrow.
okay.
If you hit a voxel with the drill arrow, it just drops the resources on the ground. Kind of
That
makes
makes a lot
sense.
of sense. No, it
And the
does.
mining laser is gonna do the same.
That makes sense, realistically speaking, because you don't just
But then
naturally.
also now apply mining efficiency stats appropriately. Meaning I will do a lot more damage with my drill arrows because I have mining stats.
Correct. That's interesting.
They halved the radius of the mining laser though. The mining radius.
Well, it depends on how
Yeah.
big it was. I mean, if it was you click once and the entire thing evaporates and there's a whole bunch of resources, then sure
Yeah.
thing. But if it's basically, making it the size of like, like like the, like it's just small. You could engrave. You could actually eventually like engrave words on it. No, it's still there's still chunks of items in the game. They can't go smaller than those chunks. So it would still be a sizable thing. And depending on how quickly it fires, it should
True,
start
true.
becoming.
Like you don't want this thing to be too overpowered after all.
Well, true, but you also don't want it to be useless because to the degree that you are a
True.
mining character and you just go whack, 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 and then the whole thing goes away, especially if you're power fists, they're just boulders disappear like poof.
Yeah.
So, it's, it really just depends on the use case. So,
Yeah.
mining from a distance could be also a use of it, so we wouldn't need to have the little ramps anymore as long
Well,
as
it
we can
depends on how you're gonna power the thing though.
It'll probably be battery operated, unless you're referring to the mining laser maybe being used as a new type of extraction drill. I doubt it. So it'll probably be like a
That I doubt
handheld laser.
indeed.
It'll be like a laser. It's like a laser
But
weapon,
like,
essentially.
put it in the middle of a cave and let it do its thing. And all
Oh
you
no,
need
I
to do
doubt
is
that.
like stand next to it and pick up the ores.
Could be. I was thinking more of like a handheld mining laser, like in Warframe. You have
Oh,
you actually have like a
yeah.
little, they call it a prospect laser, and then you go there and it has like you go bzz, bzz, bzz against the rocks, and then the rocks
Yeah,
get mined.
indeed.
So
And I was
that's
thinking about like a static one you
deployable.
deploy.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking about that at all until you mentioned it. So I'm like, oh, that's also interesting. But no, I was thinking like a handheld laser.
Yeah.
So interesting. Because yeah, we've been using pickaxes forever.
I
But this
mean, they
chainsaw,
still
the
won't.
chainsaw is going to replace the axe. Mining a laser is going to replace the pickaxe.
No, I'm still gonna use the miasmic pickaxe though,
Well,
because
that's
it's
my
the
point.
triple yield.
Well, my point being that
effectively.
partially that as well. It's like yes, if you put your character that mines extremely quickly and has a lot of yield, and you have the miasmic, and there's all these technicalities around the meta that is maximizing your yield from the current nodes versus here's a shiny laser. With like thank you for the shiny laser. Throw it over our shoulder into the backpack somewhere because we're not going to use it and carry on hitting stuff unless there are certain scenarios where you're mining from weird angles at a distance to kind of gather stuff because physically, unless you build like a ramp to get up to it, which would take time,
Or
you would just laser beam it.
are we
So,
going to get materials which require a laser to
uh,
mine, which you
yeah,
can't mine with a pickaxe? How about
yeah,
that?
yeah, it's also true. It's also true, but I also like I said, it's like, oh, there's a voxel against the ceiling. Okay, great, just put the
I
laser
can't be
on it.
bothered to put a ramp down. I'll just use the
Exactly,
laser.
just use the laser.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's not about the yield at that point, it's just about
true.
convenience, which
Yeah.
is fine. But yeah, I mean, definitely a new voxel node, such as, oh, you don't want to go face first into radioactive material to go mine it, so
Yeah, mine
therefore,
it at a distance and then run in, grab it, and run out.
yeah, true as well, something to that effect.
Yeah.
That could also be the case. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, how's the
Nice
money, I guess.
couple of possibilities there.
I mean, we'll see. It's still quite a bit away, I would imagine, because obviously they've just released, the Great Hunts,
Yep.
basically, or the Great Hunt. So,
Yep. And this is also like the first time this is mentioned, as far as I recall. So,
yeah,
mining laser.
I think we might have seen it in the previous one, but I can't say for certain. I didn't put money on it. But either way, that's pretty much the notes.
Yeah. Syndrome Queen. Stomp
Yeah, there
Stomper
was also mention, I
Matriarch.
think,
Yeah.
yeah. I like the fact that they want to, because like I said, we had this whole discussion at some point about unique spawns. Now, obviously, you get the exotic infused creatures, but that's like a meh kind of cop out. What I wanted to have had was, unique type of pigments, like albino something or other, and especially getting like albino mounts or something like that you had to get like the juvenile that had
Yep.
it,
So
maybe.
the whole change they did with the seeds is in preparation to actually like get special traits on your plants.
Yes, and that's what we talked about that at some point, but then I also was like, yes, if they could do that for creatures so that you could actually, like Palmon, where you have a whole bunch of creatures which have certain unique characteristics that
Yeah.
you would have to sort of breed together in order to get like, these two specs together, maybe is there like a 50-50 chance to basically then get the creature bred with both of the parents like inherited
Yeah.
so that you sort of create a stronger creature, which takes a lot of time investment. But
So,
then you obviously a lot of time investment gives you a very powerful item,
yeah.
or like a creature. So you usually get that sense, and then like I said, oh, a unique fur color pattern, or a unique coloration pattern. It's realistically
And
a very
maybe better stats as well. You know.
yeah, but like I said, yeah, better. Yeah, because there's a lot of stats in the game, right?
Yeah.
So getting a better base roll for the stats based upon your whatever have you. It can be, quite. It'll be a never-ending type of activity to sort of breed the perfect wolf or the perfect,
Oh yeah. The,
whatever have you.
the perfect Moat to zoom around the map even faster than we can
Well,
already do.
yeah, but I mean, even if it's just visually, aesthetically speaking, I mean,
True.
they
True.
don't want to break game-breaking things, but like I mentioned, oh, I want a black wolf. Oh, frick, how much times do you have, and like a
Uh,
black wolf with a cool pattern or something with like like I said, there's,
I want a black and white striped wolf
I want a pink and purple unicorn. So, like I said,
with fast rainbows. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, there we go, right? You could
Uh,
have any type of, and like I said, it's just cosmetic at that point. Obviously, it breaks the immersion because it's not supposed to be a funny gimmick. But my point being, though, is that it would take a lot of time investment and also like a rare chance spawn to even get, that coloration. Because at the moment we just kill whatever is in front of us without looking in depth about it. But it's like,
true.
oh my gosh, we just found a juvenile that's an albino. This thing we have to protect. You go fetch it.
Yeah.
We have to protect this thing. And
So
then,
quickly build a base, build a pen, time it, call down
yeah,
drop pod, send it to space, go back to your
yeah.
base, call it back down there. and then
and protect it, yeah, pretty much. And then you have it, and then you want to, like I said, so
yeah,
because they're going to bring out the husband, the not the husbandry,
husbandry.
the sort of, yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
yeah, but the whole, oh, cattle and bulls and
yeah,
cows and calves and chickens and chicks
yeah.
and
That's going to be part of the husbandry
yeah. So it'll be
updates.
interesting to release it over there. But
Yeah,
we're gonna get going into gameplay soon,
yeah.
so
So we're gonna take a quick break. I'm going to mute out for a second. I'll be back with you in a sec, Carl.
sounds good.
So those were the patch notes. We're gonna take a 15 to 20 minute break, so I can get myself a smoke and prepare the next stream. And then we'll be doing finally some gameplay again. Yeah, I'm back from vacation, so I can actually do gameplay again. So I hope you folks enjoyed watching us going through the patch notes. We do this every week, go through the patch notes quite in depth. If you did enjoy and you want to get notified next time I stream, feel free to hit that follow button. Or if you watch this on YouTube and you want to get notified next time I upload, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. And I hope I will see you folks around in 20 minutes.